Oh, you caught me off guard there. I was just reading The Earth Girdle by T.D. Whittleman. Today, we'll be discussing the topic of Bertman, one of the greatest creatures to ever grace this green earth. All of the people who have ever encountered the Bertman in their lives have been drastically changed by this fact. All of the stunts seen in this video should not be repeated anywhere by anyone ever. With that said and done, on with the show.
With my busted up teeth and my lost and found jack, I'm the motherfucker causing all that racket. If you got a bag, but you better pack it. I'm on my way to your house and I'm a fucking ransack. Put away your pizza, better hide them beers. What's coming true is your worst fear. I'ma smoke all your weed and I'ma play your guitar, wondering the whole time why I am not a star. Why I am not a star.
Why Bert deserves to be featured in a documentary like this, and the reason being is because Bert has been sincere. Bert has been dedicated. Bert is committed. Bert is dedicated his entire life to living this lifestyle, to his craft, to his art, to playing music. To living the life that he leads. He's been 100% committed to that because he believes in it. He believes in this way of life. He believes in what he's doing. He believes in it 100%. He's committed to it. He's dedicated to it. And when people throw themselves so genuinely and sincerely into something, they deserve to be respected for it and accepted for it. I mean, Bert's not going to be a guy Bert's not a weekend warrior. He's not the guy that puts on a suit and tie and works at UPS or some shit like that, and then on Fridays and Saturdays plays in a punk rock band. No, that's not who Bert is. It's not. Bert is. He's at 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. And he's been doing that from the very beginning because he loves it and he's committed to it. And someone that dedicates himself in such a way and to such an extent and sacrifices so much in their personal life to continue to do what they love to do, they deserve some acknowledgement, at the very least some acknowledgement for being a committed artist. And that's why Bert deserves a documentary. What else can I say? Yeah.
Okay, so Bert got his first drum kit. He decided to get a drum kit when he was like 13 or 12. It was still elementary school. So he went out and he actually was full on going to the academy to have like drum lessons, and he was really serious about it. So I can't remember if he bought his first drum kit or if my parents chipped in half, and it was this like orange tiger print, the whole drum set. And then he got it. By the time he was in high school, he met a bunch of guys that could play instruments and decided to put a band together, and they were called Stiletto, and they sang Twilight Zone in my parents' basement every day for hours. What was the other one? They used to sing Jeopardy, like our love's in jeopardy, baby.
And that was that for music, because that took over his life. It's never again, he would talk about anything else, and that was what he wanted to do. And And he applied all his ability to that, all his responsibility to that. He would be always the one that was organizing the bands, and was always the one that made everybody practice and meet and practice and keep on with it. And in grade 10, he came to me one day and he said that he wasn't going to be applying himself to school anymore because he had decided that that's what he wanted to do, be a musician.
So the other day I was talking to my mother. I said, yeah, me and Bert had a good chemistry, and she said, you and Bert had good chemicals. Well, we did. Anyways, yeah, Bert was super popular in school. I remember they had a vote for class president, and even though Roberto never ran for class president, a lot of people voted for him. I heard a rumor that they voted more for him than people who were actually running. Bert was great. You know, if you often go to high school, it's all very cliquey. You know, you're a jock or you're a skid or whatever. But I think Berto never really had any clique. He was sort of friends with most people, and with just the killer sense of humor, but never really mean to anyone. You know, he was always kind, and everybody knew him and loved him. First time I ever saw Roberto play was in a basement, and it could be actually the first time that we met. A friend of mine, Craig Listlin, who was the big-time manager of the band that was then called Stiletto. Anyways, the original repertoire was stuff like, I believe there's some Led Zeppelin, Rolling Stones, sort of stuff like that, or R&B. There could have been some heavier stuff. I know that at the time we were all into, or Roberto was into, you know, like heavy metal, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, stuff like that. Roberto was always solid from the start, just a musician. You know, there was no question about it. He spent more time practicing than I spent doing anything. It was a big complaint actually for us. Lots of times I'd go over to his house and he'd be like sitting downstairs with the headphones on at his drums, just slamming away, learning a new song or whatever. Wouldn't come to the door, wouldn't answer the door. We had to bang on the basement window to get his attention, and just basically just walk in and go down. And complaints from his girlfriends as well. Bert's great, I love him, but he's always practicing and it just drives me crazy. No, whatever. The next big concert, I think, for them was Stiletto played at our high school. I'm sure Roberto remembers it. At the first they were worried if they could get, I forget how many people they needed, but it was something like 20 or 30 people to pack into the gym to make it sort of worthwhile. Or I don't know, but they needed so many people, and they were worried, or the school was worried if they would get them, and boom! All of a sudden, there's like hundreds of people in the gym, and the performance was just amazing. The most that I remember about it was the Lemon Song by Led Zeppelin that Steve sang so well, and Bert just became Bert Bonham, which we actually called him for quite a while, just because he was so heavy on the drums. You know, he would just slam those things with serious strength.
Bullet to the bone. It was just over. It was constant. It was consistent. It was all the time. And which is weird because nowadays he like leads the band, and he's like Although he did sing in Stiletto, he sang a Judas Priest song, and it was called "There I Was Completely Wasted." Which was that one? No, which one is that one? Is that a Priest song? Is that a Maiden song? I don't even know.
And then Bert kept on being serious about it after the other guys were dropping out, changing members, but he was always still playing. He was completely into it. And then every time that we'd speak with him on the phone, the only thing he would talk about is his band. He would send us his CDs and the ones that my ex-husband would master and put on a CD for them. And they were actually really good. The new band, Jack Feels Fine, was really, really good.